Hey up you beautiful buggers, how the devil are we all doing? It's that nickname guy and welcome to this week's top 5 camps. As ever you beautiful bunch, we've got some absolute bangers lined up for you. So sit back, relax and get ready to witness some true masochism. Alright then, let's get cracking. In the number 5 spot this week we have Twisted Rose with the 1920s corner building. And straight out the gate, I love the exterior of this thing. That little overhanging entranceway we've got going there, I think that's one of my particular favourite bits about it. Not sure why, I just like it. Another aspect to this that I actually appreciate more than I should do is the fact you've covered the foundations up with the little hedge boy 1200 things. You know what I'm on about, don't you? The buddy bright green, you can't miss them. In a nutshell, Twisted, I love the outside of this buddy thing. It's clean, it's well put together, and like I said, I like some of the little touches you've put in there as well. 10 out of 10 from me. Now, onto the interior, and this build has got quite a few different styles going down in it. On the ground floor here, we've got ourselves a nice little diner. Not sure if that's really 1920s themed, but you know, we'll let it slip because diners do look bloody cool, let's be honest with ourselves. As well as the diner, we've also got a little employment office here. Now, that does look like typical 1920s office space. You know what I'm saying, don't you? Aye, of course you do. In my opinion, out of all the interiors that you've done on this build, this is my favourite spot. Although immediately after saying that, I've just seen the apartment that you've made upstairs as well, and that is also very nicely done. Overall, Twisted, I love this build. You know, the exterior is fantastically done, nice and simple, but still, you know, very striking. And your interiors are equally as well decorated. Thank you very much for entering this week, and congratulations on the number 5 spot. Right then, in number 4 this week, we have A-List Productions with the comic book / geek store camp. And what a cool little buddy design this thing is. Hi, I'm really liking the shape of the buddy thing. Fair play, man. On the outside, there's not really too much for us to look at because it's such a small build, but we do have some nice decor going on. Yeah, I can appreciate that. And believe it or not, I do actually like the signage that's on it. I'm not a massive fan of those bloody stupid flashing lights, but they do seem to work on this build. Now then, the magic of this thing is actually on the inside of it, so let's take a look, shall we? Yeah, this really does live up to its buddy name. Honestly, buddy, I love the way you've decorated this place. It's filled to the rafters with crap, just as any shop build should be, but it's got that geeky vibe about it as well, which in my book, guys, gives it at least another 10 TNG points. Nope, that's really not a thing. Anyhow, as well as a little shoppy area we've got going down in the front here, A-List has actually made a cool little cinema at the back here. That is a seriously cool little room you've got going down there. And Bethesda, if you are watching, I must say that projector, it's bloody fantastic. Seriously, it is a nice addition to the game. I like it. Overall, A-List, this camp is fantastic. You know, it's got a nice unique shape to it. It's filled to the rafters with nerdy kind of stuff, and I love that. Plus that little private cinema room thing you've got at the back there. Yeah, that's a nice touch. Thank you very much for entering this week, my friend, and congratulations on the number 4 spot. Right then, how are you lot enjoying the camp so far? Personally, I absolutely bloody love them as ever. I'm guessing though that some of you are watching are thinking, you know what, I could do a better job than that, and you very well may be able to. However, I don't know unless I see your camps, do I? Fortunately, mon petit fleurs, there is a simple solution to this. If you take a ganders in the description of this video, you'll see a link to my Discord, as well as links to all my other socials as well. If you click on that Discord link, it'll, funnily enough, take you on over there, and you should be able to see where to post your weekly submissions. It's as simple as that. So come on, builders, what you waiting for? Head on over to the Discord and show me what you can do. And while you're at it, you know, just hit that like and subscribe button. Much love. In the number 3 spot this week, we have Game Badgers with the Tuscan Villa Sienna camp build. And mate, you are throwing out some absolute bangers at the moment. It's very bloody impressive, bud. Now, exterior-wise, there is a lot to take in on this, but right off the bat, my favourite part is the little courtyard you've got going on here. That little bridge thing you've made there. Absolutely loving that. I also really like what you've done with the lights there as well. It's certainly different and the shape could be questionable. However, we're not here to, you know, comment on such things. It looks bloody good. Nice work, mate. Now then, another aspect about this is, despite the fact it's, you know, quite obviously a modern inspired build, is the fact you've used some things to, you know, make it look a little bit more aged and neglected. For example, that little wooden overhang you've got going down there, and of course the vines. Now, I'm not sure if they were intentional, however, it does the job anyway, so we'll just go with it. Basically, what I'm trying to say, guys, is little things like that break up the, wall of cleanness, if that makes any sense. I'm going on about all this modernness and cleanness, but I'm sure the Tuscan-style villas are actually Romanesque, but we'll just gloss over that anyway. Interior-wise, Badgers, again, you've done a really nice job decorating the place. There's some pretty cool features, like them bookcases that you've made there. I really did like that. And overall, mate, it's well done. It is nice to see people paying attention to the interior as well as the exteriors. I'm seeing a lot more of that recently, and it's a good thing. Note to self, start working harder on decoration. Sorry. Badgers, this was an exceptional build. What did it for me was that courtyard. I honestly adore that. You know what? Sod it. Second one at video. Mwah. Chef's kiss. Thank you very much for entering this week, mate, and congratulations on the number 3 spot. So in the number 2 spot this week, we have one of the most ingenuitive and creative camps that I've seen in a long time, to be honest. Ladies and gentlemen, I introduce to you Moonlight Cowboys Weekender build. And what we have here is a log cabin that's been made not using the log cabin set. It's been done in a much more masochistic way. Moonlight definitely had his kick in the penis perk card equipped, let me tell you. So you may be thinking to yourselves, TNG, how has Moonlight achieved this effect? Well, it's quite simple, although very frustrating by the looks of it. What he's done, mon petit fleurs, is merged together a shit ton of the log cabin chairs. Now just sit back and think how much work that must have been. I don't know if you can use blueprints to do this or whether each wall has been individually placed. I couldn't tell you. But regardless of the method that's been used, I think we can all agree the time and the dedication that's been put into this it's astonishing, to put it simply. Moonlight, in regards to the exterior, 10 out of 10 from me. It may not be the most striking and elaborate thing that a lot of you have seen, but the amount of work and ingenuity that's gone into it, yeah, that deserves some recognition. Fair play, fella, fair play. Now, onto the interior. And straight up honest with you, mate, I wish we could have seen more of this. There's not that much in the video. However, the bits that I can see do look very nicely done. Saying that, it is quite a small build, so I'm not quite sure how much more we could really see of it. But anyhow, Moonlight, this thing is spot on, pal. I love the way you've done the structure. Like I said, the ingenuity behind it it's mind-blowing. I don't know how you come up with these things. All I'm saying, pal, is rather you than me. Like Buggery would I spend 26 hours doing one build. There's not a cat in hell's chance. Moonlight, thank you very much for entering this week, mate, and congratulations on the number 2 spot. Very, very well deserved indeed, my friend. Right then, so who has got the number 1 spot this week? There's been a load of buddy entries, but there can only be one winner. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to keep you waiting for just a little bit longer, because it's time for the honourable mentions section, yes. And this week, I've had to go with 2, because these were just insane. Now, just before I show them you, straight up clarity with you all. The only reason these are honourable mentions is because one was a worlds build, and the other was a shelter build. If you want more clarification on the entry rules, again, go over to the Discord. Anyway, let's take a look at them. The first honourable mention this week goes to Still Game with the Wasteland Shelter, and this looks like something out of New Vegas, quite frankly. Now, you can disagree with me if you want, but in my opinion, this is one of the most Fallouty things I've seen in Fallout 76, full stop. Now, right off the bat, this thing looks like a town. It's a mixture of prefabs and buildings that Still Games actually made himself. And to be honest, I think it all flows pretty well. For example, the prefab bowling alley doesn't look out of place next to this building that is created here. It does work. You know what, Still Game? You've actually given me some inspiration. I'm quite lackadaisical on shelters, so I may just give something like this a try. Thank you very much for entering this week, and congratulations on the honourable mention. Now, the second honourable mention this week goes to Only with the modern pool house camp. And this thing is quite frankly stunning. There is no other word for it. I mean, just look at it. The shape of the build is fantastic, you know, it's proper traditional modern house kind of style. You know what I'm saying, don't you? And the pool as well, I like how you've actually made your own and not relied on water. What is that flooring set? I know it's off a scoreboard, but the name eludes me. Anyway, I digress. Only site, you've done a belting job with this one, mate. Personally, I reckon you could have pulled this off in, you know, adventure mode. However, I can understand why you chose to do it in Worlds. Top job all round anyway, pal. Congratulations on the honourable mention, and thank you for entering this week, buddy. Right then, so now it's time to find out who's won the top 5 this week, and I'm not going to keep you waiting for any longer. This time round it is Fuzzbrain with the Red Rocket Trading Post. Let's have a ganders. Well, bloody Nora, this thing isn't just a trading post, is it? It's a full-on blooming settlement. I mean, just take a look at it, it's huge. Yes, that is exactly what she said. Fuzzbrain, this thing is awesome. Like I said, it looks like a settlement. It's very, very wastelandy indeed. That perimeter wall, mwah, chef's kiss. Much like TaylorMade's little settlement-y kind of build, I like how you've made the perimeter wall. You've not just thrown a load of junk defensive walls down like a madman's shit and called it done. No, you've spent time making them look different. All those little bits of random junk you've put on it, it really does break it up and make it look a hell of a lot more immersive. Aye, it's scrappy as anything, it's brilliant. Another thing that I think is top notch is how you've used a Red Rocket prefab as like a pre-existing structure that somebody has made a trading post out of. And of course the fact you've built it on a road as well, it makes it that much more realistic. Ah yeah, bloody love the idea behind this. It's got a good location, it's got a built-in theme, and yeah, it's perfectly executed. Now, on to the decoration, and again, everything from the interior to the exterior is beautifully done. You can tell that Fuzzbrain has spent a lot of time working out where every single item should be, and it shows in the quality of the build. Trust me guys, this is a properly well thought out camp, this one. Even simple stuff you wouldn't think of, like for example, having the road clear. That kinda makes sense, doesn't it? If you were leading a pack of Brahmin through here, would you want to be tiptoeing across shit? Nah, of course you wouldn't. You want a nice straight run from one side to the other. Job's a good one. Fuzzbrain, this camp is awesome. You know, everything's been well put together, as I've just mentioned 76 times. The idea behind it, the theme, yeah, it's perfect, mate. Thank you very much for entering this week, pal, and congratulations on the #1 spot. Hats off to you, mate. And thank you to the 12,000 other people who submitted this week. I'm not gonna lie, there was that many of you. You made it so bloody difficult. I was scratching my head for hours on end. However, that being said, it is nice to see more people entering weekly, and I thank you all from that. I truly do mean it. Without you lot, there wouldn't be a competition at the end of the day. And to be honest, with my current upload schedule, there wouldn't be much of a channel, but anyhow, I digress. Sincerely, thank you very much for all entering. As ever, I'd like to say a massive thank you to all my Patreons and channel members as well. The extra support is much appreciated. If that's anything that you guys are interested in, there's a link down in the description, as well as links to all my other socials as well. We do actually have a camp building community page as well on Facebook, so be sure to check that out. Anyhow, as we say north, I'll love you and leave you, and I'll catch you next one. Have fun.